You'll see this car was actually once runnable. We have to get it out of here through the office that we built while this was in storage in here. It's not easy. We're bringing it up to a high school to let an auto tech program take care of this.
The big guy here says he wants to test it and see if it's...
All right, Wyatt, come stand on the tonneau cover.
How much?
Yeah, go ahead.
Rated for?
I don't know, we'll find out.
Wyatt, how much is it?
I went 240.
Add for the logging boots too. Ooh. As you know, I am purging. We're moving to Florida. We're getting rid of everything. We're liquidating. I hate to say it, but this 73 Ford Mustang Mach 1 Cobra Jet in a 4-speed has got to go. Years and years ago, I had these illusions of grandeur. It's been sitting forever. We got like 80% of the way. It's been sitting. It's been taking up space in our overflow storage. And today, we're bringing it up to a high school to let the auto tech program go at it. They're taking care of the whole thing. But not only that, I'm gonna backtrack you to where we're at to this point, show you everything about this 73 Ford Mustang Mach 1, which is actually incredibly rare. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Interesting video. Let's get going. You'll see this car was actually once runnable. I was gonna say kind of cool. No, it was drivable. It was rough. I bought it. The floors were done. The gas tank was done. The engine was done. The transmission was done. It drove. It just needed paint. So I'm like, oh, we can do that in-house. Fast forward like, I think 7 years later, this is what the car looks like. And we built an office around it. So sadly, we have to get it out of here through the office that we built while this was in storage in here. It's not easy. I'm gonna go back into the archives to show you what I looked like a long time ago, and then show you the process of this car and where we're at up to this point. Then we're bringing it up to a high school to let an auto tech program take care of this, give them a project, something fun to do, let them educate themselves on how this car works, how auto body works, how mechanics work. It's gonna be really exciting for them. It's gonna be really exciting for me. Let's go back in the archives to see where this car started.
7 years ago.
So I was doing some work on a customer's car today, and he mentioned that a friend of his has some type of old Mustang sitting in his driveway, and he's sick of looking at it, so he wants to sell it. So I packed the kids up in the van, and we're gonna go check it out today. 1973, from what it says on the side. Yep. Mustang Mach 1. Looking at everything, it does have all the badging on it, side and rear. Has the hood scoops as well. Not the Magnum 500 wheels. Does have the front and rear spoilers though. Rocker panels are pretty solid, in good shape. If you look underneath too, the exhaust was done, floors were done. Again, doesn't have the Magnum 500 wheels, it's just a set of rims on it. Chrome's okay. Going underneath it, gas tank's been done, the straps have been done. We already opened the trunk. I think it's taped shut, but the floors were solid. The trunk floors, were they redone?
Yes, I believe they were. Yep, they're new.
Walnut steering wheel, factory 4-speed. The radio came with it. We have a box of extra parts. Rear seats there as well. I haven't opened the hood on one of these in a long time. Do you know how to open? Can you show me how to open the hood? Radiator's been done, radiator support as well. Started up and it ran fine.
I think that inner is new. The inner fender is new. This one's original, I believe.
Mm-hmm. I got the all the chrome, didn't I?
Yep, you got all the chrome for this. These are new. You got new directionals both sides.
Beautiful, thanks.
Yep.
Got the inserts for the ram air hood.
There are hood hinges in the back.
Okay. And then after decoding the VIN, it is a Q code, 4-barrel, 351, Cleveland, 1973 Mustang Mach 1. So I want to jump in and go over a couple things about this Mustang. So this is a 1973 Ford Mustang Mach 1 Cobra Jet, which is actually really rare. Now, the Ford Mustang came out in 1964 and a half. It went to 66. Then Gen 2 came out in 67, 68. Then we had the 69 and 70 Ford Mustangs, which we had the Mach 1s. 69 had 4 headlights, the 70 had 2 headlights. The 69 also had vents on the side, and the 70s had different taillights. Then in 71, we got into a much bigger, longer Ford Mustang, and honestly the coupes were a little goofy looking. They came out with the fastbacks for the 71 version. The front bezels, the directionals and indicators were up and down. And then in 73, they turned sideways. They came with a 351 Cleveland option as well as a 351 Windsor option, and the non-Mach 1s came with a 302 option. Now we all know Gone in 60 Seconds, where Nicolas Cage stole the 68 GT500, the GT500 Eleanor, right? Well, the original Gone in 60 Seconds, the Eleanor, was this Ford Mustang, which is what makes that so cool. Now, to add to that, when I was in high school, my father had a 72 Mach 1, red with black stripes. It was a 4-speed, It was an automatic. He used to let me drive it in high school. All the guys thought it was cool. None of the girls thought it was. So I have a little bit of a love for this car as well. So it hits home, and that's one of the reasons why I really like this car. Now, the original 5-liter that came in non-Mach 1s was a 302 cubic inch V8 with 140 horsepower. Now, the 351 Cleveland, which was a 5.8 liter, came with 246 horsepower. Now, what I have is a Q code. That is essentially a Cobra Jet. Now, the 351 Cobra Jet was like their engine to have. This is the engine you wanted in a Ford Mustang in 1973. And it just came with some added performance options as well as some extra and additional features like your ram air, your louvers, your rear spoiler, your side stripes, which was available in the Mach 1, came standard on the Q code, as well as your T-handle Hurst 4-speed shifter. Now, to have this car in a 4-speed manual transmission is even more rare, which is really cool for me. So I am attached to this car, which is why it's been sitting for so long. I didn't want to just let it go and give it off to somebody else. I want to see this project finished. So my father is an auto tech teacher up north. We're going to bring it to him where he and his class are going to use it as a project. They're going to learn from it, use examples. Having a 4-barrel carb is something pretty interesting. Kids don't really know what that is anymore. And it's very mechanical, so it's easy to work on. So it's a good opportunity for them to learn, for them to work on it, for my father to teach and be a little nostalgic to his own generation. And then at the very end, we're going to get it put back together, and then I can send it off for paint and body again. So basically starting over from the beginning. Far, everything seems pretty tight. Tack works. I hope the gas gauge works. Speedo's intermittent. It's sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Radio is an aftermarket old Jensen radio, but it does have the storage pocket. The interior light still works. Hurst shifter, Mustang badge on the walnut steering wheel. No cracks in the dash anywhere. Going straight down the road. Headliner's in good shape. Oh, a little bit of duct tape back there. So far, so good though. Let's see how much juice this puppy got. None. You can see how pleasant looking the front end is from here. It's giant. Here you can see we have good oil pressure. Alternator gauge works. Temperature gauge works. We're running right at temperature. Carpets are immaculate. I think we got a winner here. Let's see how little this baby can do. Here we go. Not much chatter taking off. Car is slow. Mustang back to our shop today. Turns out to be pretty solid. Radiator supports were done, brand new radiator. It is a 351 Cleveland. The Windsor only had 4 valve cover bolts, so that's how you can tell if it's a Cleveland or a Windsor. Obviously by the VIN and engine numbers too. Edelbrock intake. Fenders have been replaced and they're in great shape. You know, there's like little surface rust around here, but it's incredibly solid underneath. Engine's quiet, doesn't tick, has long tube headers that doesn't leak, so there's no manifold leaking. Again, both fenders were done. I got grill inserts, the headlight bezels came with it. The wheels will obviously change to probably an updated version of the Magnum 500. We'll paint it and fix the slight body damage. There's not even really anything abnormal. We'll take off and restripe it. There's a little bit of rust bubbling right there. I went and picked it up this morning from his house. He gave me boxes and boxes of extra things that he found, as well as the original black seats that were in pretty good shape. Had one tear in it, but nothing bad. You can see even if you pull the carpets up, it's solid in there. Despite its Joe Dirt look, it's in pretty good shape. Even where the paint had chipped off, it's still solid. He gave me the louvers for it, and here I took the tape off the trunk so we can open it up. And you'll see the floors are clean and solid. Wheel wells are solid. Again, a bunch of extra parts that it came with. He gave me all the weather stripping for it. The chrome isn't all worn and pitted. The exhaust was done. You can see underneath, new gas tank, new exhaust. Wheel wells are solid. Floors are solid. I think we really scored a neat little Mustang. So the finish on the Mustang is really dull. This could be the original paint. The Mustang only has 61,000 miles. You'll see how dull it is, but our pro over here wet sanded it and started buffing it, and you can see how beautiful the paint actually is coming out.
2.5 years later.
Today's the day after at least 3 years, maybe 2.5 years, this Mustang Cobra Jet Mach 1 is getting worked on again. So we're gonna pull it out today, and we're gonna get this garage bay back and start putting things in here instead of just tying up space like a storage unit First thing we gotta do is move this burned down 240SX. Let's get going. Just in case you didn't see this video, this is my Nissan 240SX drift car. I got it all finished, cleaned up, and ready to race this summer. And the fuel line was dripping on the exhaust. Too much fuel pressure. Caught on fire. Collateral damage. So now it's been sitting here for months. So we should probably pull the Mustang this way. So first thing, find all the tools you need. The DA sander, the blocks, everything you can think of, get the appropriate sandpaper you need. It's been sanded and primed 2 times. But it's been sitting already. So everything's been block sanded, leveled. So you can see it's starting to build some rust in here and even on the roof again, just from sitting. This isn't a sealing primer, so the water can actually penetrate through the primer.
It has pores.
Porous, yeah, it's porous, so the water can still penetrate and then still cause rust. So we kind of have to bring this down, especially where the rust is. We have to bring it back down to the metal again and start over, unfortunately, because it's been taking so long. After you've DA'd the large areas, no pressure, let it sit, just kind of glide over everything to score it up again. Block sand everything down. All the corners, like these edges, hand sand, because you'll be able to feel any imperfections. So where any imperfections are, I'd like you to take like a little Sharpie and circle. All right, that way we know where all the body work needs to be done, because it's tough to tell with just primer on it. So if you feel it by hand, circle it so you know. Then we can do any body work we have to do on it. Then we're gonna prime it again. Then we're ready for paint. We just found these photos in an old album on our phone from June 28, 2017. So it's been 3 years, 3.5 years since we've worked on this car. Mustang progress, we're up to the passenger front quarter. Got our guide coat on. So this body work is done, or you're sanding it down to find the imperfections?
It should be good, but I'm just making sure.
Mm-hmm. Quarter panel should be good as well, right?
Yep, there's a few little tiny spots, but...
And even though you're spray painting primer on, this isn't the final coat of primer that we're using. So we're almost at the day where this car gets painted, hopefully sometime next week or the week or two. My brother, who is the paint pro, and will prove himself on this Mustang, had some advice for us. So it's primed. It was primed a long time ago. We've done body work. I think it's ready for paint. Your opinions?
I think you're damn close. It's very close to ready for paint. All you have to do is sand, probably with 400, 600 Scotch-Brite pads, clean the hell out of it, lots of Prep-Sol, clean it really good. Stuff like this, the oil residue or any paraffin wax, silicones that may be airborne in the shop can affect the paint pretty badly, so we don't want that. That's why you want to use a chemical cleaner, not like a soap cleaner or things like that.
I primed this and I didn't want to get it wet because primer's porous. So you get it gets wet, it seeps through the primer, and then it can rust underneath the primer, right?
That's exactly right.
So you had said, I can wash it, no soap, just water.
Yep.
And then dry it off immediately.
Correct.
Okay.
Be careful using your chamois too, because your chamois could have wax on it. So I would dry it with like an air nozzle, spray it off.
We'll do the doors by hanging them, you had said?
Yeah.
That way we can get the underside, the edges, and the body. All right, we're getting close. So we're vacuuming everything out of here because there is dust everywhere. So we scuffed the whole car down. We're vacuuming all the dust out. And then we're gonna wash it with water and dry it and bring it back in and get it ready for epoxy sealer and then paint.
The present day.
So here's what's happened. I bought that car and life just got busy. I have 3 kids. We got really, really busy with sports, with life. The dealership took off. YouTube took off. And sadly, my projects get pushed off because every day is a project. Like if you think about it, I buy 3 to 5 cars every single week, which means I take on 3 to 5 new projects for Flying Wheels every single week. So there are priorities. Priorities are making money. Priorities are keeping the bills paid. Priorities are paying the employees, keeping the business running. Those are the priorities. The things that are not priorities are the toys. That's why my Nissan 240SX that lit on fire 5 years ago has been sitting in a trailer. That's why the 73 Mach 1 has been sitting in storage for 7 years. That's why all these things, I have a Quadzilla. I have 2 Quadzillas. If you don't know what a Quadzilla is, you should look them up. Powder coated frame, ready to be put back together, almost, just needs a new top end. Those things are going to rip. I bought those 12 years ago. I'm moving. Now I have all these projects that I have to like tie up the odds and ends because other things have just gotten in the way and have accumulated stuff over the years. So we're trying to get these things going, and I have the Nissan somewhere, which is already done actually. That'll be a video coming out. It has an LS1 Corvette engine in a Nissan 240SX drift car. My Quadzillas, I don't know if that'll be another video. I have some jet skis, that'll be a video. So all these projects, I've accumulated stuff. I'm trying to get rid of my stuff. That's what's happened. It sat on the back burner forever, and now we have to get moving because I'm moving.
The next day.
It's the next day. The Mustang is loaded to the rim with stuff. So we're gonna try to pull this out and get it on the trailer without it running. The hard thing is like angling it correctly.
Can you angle the trailer better?
I think we can roll it right on. I can try my hardest. All right, I'm gonna turn the wheels, kind of angle it. Hold on. Oh, we good? Yeah, keep going, keep pushing. What happened? What? No! Oh, we were so close.
Do I let go?
We were so close. That's what happened. Darn it! All right, we'll try again. All right, ready? Set. Holy shit. Go!
Yeah!
Oh, the camera fell. Darn it. All right, let me put it in gear.
The next morning.
All right, Papa Al doesn't know how to get in the Cybertruck. It's the next morning. Let's put it in entry mode so you can hop in. Can you figure out how to get in this thing? Oh, he figured it out. All right, he knows. 7 a.m., almost on the dot. I'm a little late. We got the 73 Mach 1 Cobra Jet, I might add. He thinks things are gonna blow out. I don't think things are gonna blow out. Based on my history, things are gonna blow out. We're at 188 miles of range, and when I left my house 5 miles ago, I was at 200. So I've used 12 miles in 5 miles. Towing so far. Not a good sign.
I can only feel this is a disaster.
It might. I was wrong. So we've used 18 miles in 5 miles. That's not good. We're gonna have to charge at the first charging station. Pup, just to put in perspective, we're at 182 miles. We're gonna stop at the next charging station, which is 16 miles away. So 16 miles minus 182 is what? 20 would be 162, right? Plus 4 would be 166. According to our calculations, 16 miles and this should be 166 if we're getting mile to mile. We'll see where we're at in 16 miles. Remember, 182.
A few minutes later.
We are at 156 miles and now we are at the charging station. Well, we are at the charging station 16 miles away. Pop, what were we at for range? 182, right? 182. All right, we were at 156 when we arrived. So what's that, 26 miles in 16 miles. So we use an extra 10 miles. That's not terrible, but 10 miles in 16 miles. So literally almost 30% more? Yeah, 30% more, less range, I guess, right now for a 16-mile distance. Here's the other problem, which I've already made this video in another video. I've already made this segment. I'm at the same power supercharger. I have a trailer. I can't pull through like a truck can with a trailer. I have to do this. So luckily the charging stations are empty, but I'm taking up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parking spots to charge my Tesla. If it was a busy day, like a Friday night going up or a Sunday coming back, 5 Teslas wouldn't be able to charge, or I'd have to remove my trailer, which I had to do last time. Look at, there's another Tesla, which I had to do with the boat last time. So it's incredibly frustrating. You know what I mean? If it was a busy day, I'd have to remove the trailer on the truck because there isn't a pull-through station, which is really what we need. This is supposed to be cool because you know, Teslas aren't cars. Teslas aren't trucks. But once you make a truck, now we need to be towing things. So, dilemmas you start seeing in the EV world. Also, we have 35 minutes here. Have to sit for 35 minutes while we charge. And we're gonna charge on the way back, I'm sure. All right, let's go inside the store.
All right, how do I lock?
You just walk away. That's it. It's locked. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
That's my notification, but to let me know it's locked.
Sounds like a rubbish barrel. So.
Yeah. Pros and cons to have an electric vehicle. Our trip of 1 hour, maybe 1 hour, 15 minutes, is actually extended an extra 35 minutes because we have to wait for the car to charge. Probably twice, to be honest with you, so an extra 70 minutes. But we get fresh, hot apple cider donuts while we wait. Well, that's good.
You could have got a donut with a petrol car.
Not like these. Yeah, I guess you're right, but we wouldn't have had to stop if we had a petrol car.
Yeah, I had to go to the restaurant.
Oh, all right. Old bladders, right.
Oh, you get to stop and see a lot of rest areas.
Yeah, I get to really tour the rest areas. And when my mother and I traveled the country for that electric vehicle race, Electrify America, the TV show, we got to tour a lot of Targets and Walmarts because that's where the Electrify Americas were. A lot of parking lots. I set the ride height to high to show it off to the other guy. It's at entry level, so now you can hop in. They're still dropping, you can hear it. Oh, look at how much easier that was.
It seems a lot lower.
Yeah. This video is supposed to be about the Mustang and not the Cybertruck towing. But just in perspective, to put in perspective, we were at what, 156? Yeah. Right? We're at 224 now, and it took us about a half an hour. So we got about what, 75 miles in a half an hour. But 75 miles is more like 40 miles in a half an hour. Ugh. We are at 220 miles of range, and we have 45 miles to drive. Remember that, 45 miles, 220 miles of range. So we've arrived, we're at 122 miles. I actually rounded down and said we were at 220 miles to make it an even number. We were at 222. So it took 100 miles of range exactly to go 45 miles. So we're getting less than 50% range when we tow. Crazy. And we're here.
Ladies first. Girls, guys, come on up here. Let's check it out. Guys, if you want to check it out, come on up here. So girls, I'm going to have you, if you guys don't mind, I'll have you get in and try it. Wait to see it. Yeah. I'll introduce you when they get out. So guys, this is my dad. That's Papa Al. All right. This is my father, Al Stoll. That's my son, Craig. So here's the truck lifting up.
That's how you open it. Go ahead, check it out.
Let me say one quick thing first. So guys, make sure, we'll let everybody get in it and try some different things, but make sure you don't have anything sharp in your pockets like pens or pencils or anything like that, okay?
It's made out of stainless steel, so like the same thing that would be a refrigerator would be made out of. It's dent proof. So my son was kicking soccer balls on it, won't dent. Has a full tonneau cover, so it's a truck as well. The tonneau cover opens right here.
The big guy here says he wants to test it and see if it...
All right, Wyatt, come stand on the tonneau cover.
No, what if it doesn't succeed?
Well,
The window thing?
try it out. See if you can stand on the tonneau cover.
Like $400 million you paid for this.
How much
Yeah, go
was it
ahead.
rated for?
I don't know, we'll find out.
Wyatt, how much is it?
I went 240.
Yeah, let's see.
I don't know if it's rated for 240.
240?
240. That's a good test.
Let's find out. Just don't jump.
Don't
I'm not
jump.
gonna jump.
Add for the logging boots too. Ooh.
1 foot at a time. 1 foot at a time. All right, now stand in the center.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah,
Maybe not on that. Maybe not 240. Those boot prints look good though. Your charging door is right here. It'll shut right there. The car goes up and down. Doors open right here. There's no instrument cluster. Everything's a tablet display in the center. So it's one screen, actually two screens because it has a second screen back here on the ground with like Netflix and Hulu and everything. One of the cooler parts is the engine in the front. If you guys go check the front. Did somebody say it doesn't have an engine?
Oh my God.
Where's the compressor set up for the air system?
So we have the manpower to push this car off the trailer now. Now one person asked me how to do it. Nobody knows how to use this trailer. You guys figured it out right away.
Really?
Can you do the straps too?
Let's see if we can get this. I don't want to say on video. Uncle Jim. How you doing? Did you get to see the Cybertruck?
Oh yeah.
Good.
put Jacob behind the car and we can basically use him as parking brake.
A few moments later.
Make sure the wheels line up.
Watch your fingers and hands.
Well, right? Easier it is to push in the garage.
Yeah, good.
All right, are we good to roll in the garage?
Yep.
All right, crank the wheel left.
All the way to the end.
Cobra Jet.
No. We gotta go back and turn around. This one? I'm hearing like 3 different answers. What the hell?
We might have to start over and take a wide turn.
Yeah.
So let's push it back as far as we can. All right, cut left.
Turn the wheel. I got a light.
Cut this way. All right, so we're gonna come up this way and do like a hard left in, okay?
Little fast, guys.
Yeah, you have plenty of room over here.
I'll let you know when you're on.
Turn away a little bit. Come on up.
We're on it right now. It's in a heartbeat. Good. Good. Ready? Big one.
Almost there. Great. Perfect.
Perfect.
Thanks, guys. This is ours too. So this is 73 Mach 1 Cobra Jet, 4-speed. It's actually a pretty rare car. The guys have already gotten a lot of the stuff out of it already. It was sandblasted, so there's media blast all over the car. So it's gonna have to like really be thoroughly cleaned before you try to start it. It's probably all in the carburetor and everything. And just for you guys watching, if you ever wonder where I get it from, this is the toy my father just picked up. I didn't know it, so I came to bring that up and he got this yesterday. This is a 77 Mustang in rough shape with T-tops. 145 horsepower of a 302 V8. Smog gears, those are his extra parts. If you don't know what smog gears were, like in the 70s they had a gas crisis, so they had to modify emissions to make things get better fuel economy, so they reduced the power of the muscle cars. So and it started in essentially 73, which is when mine happened. Not so bad, but like 74, 75, 76, everything was reduced emissions, stricter emissions, reduced power, until the Trans Am came out. The Trans Am came out with a 455 HT and still didn't have a lot of power. Like if you remember the Bandit, which would have, I think that had a 6.6 liter, which would have been a 455. Still a lot of power, but not as much power as that car, that engine was able to put out and produce. Everything was dumbed down and restricted.
1 week later.
So it's been a week. The Mustang is dropped off at my father's. It is summer vacation for them, so nothing is going to happen to that car until next year, but at least it's in safe storage for now. For me, check this out. We are in Virginia right now. You can see the boys sleeping in the back. We're on our way to Florida. So like it's all happening. And what you're going to see in the next few videos, we're going to be jumping back and forth. So you're going to see a lot of what happened in New Hampshire, what's going to happen in Florida. I'm going to start over completely in Florida. So you're going to see start to finish. I did a flipping $400 to a Ferrari where I took $400 and bought a Ferrari. I'm going to start with nothing in Florida and then try to start everything all over again on video for you guys so you get to see it all. So in the next month and a half, you're going to see a lot of my New Hampshire videos where I'm tying up odds and ends, trying to liquidate things. It's been very, very stressful. There's been a lot happening behind the scenes. And then we're going to jump over to Florida and see how we do and hope I don't fail. And you guys get to see the whole scenario as we go. Now, the Mustang is at my father's shop. They're going to finish it up for us, put it back together. And then I get to send it off to paint and body. I just want to see that car finished one day. I didn't want to give it up. So if this video was entertaining, informational, informative, you know, whatever, educational, I think I said all that stuff, a thumbs up is really appreciated. And if you're into anything auto related and you want to follow our journey down in Florida, make sure to subscribe down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all later. Adios.